someone doesn't know where you are. So is that giving us more freedom, or is that restricting freedom?
Kind of putting us in a box where, I mean, at one point, I mean, when you had pagers, people could page you so they knew where you were.
Yeah, and you're all...
Yeah. But now with the cell phone, it's like the only way you're always accessible wherever you are. The only time you're not accessible is if it's off. But when it's off and people try to get a hold of you, it drives them crazy.
Yeah. And they can leave you a message.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes I feel like myself, because, I mean, I use my cell phone a lot. And I feel weird when I don't have it. If I leave it at home and I come to school, it feels weird.
I always say, I feel like I'm disconnected from the world. Exactly. I don't have my cell phone.
And there's that Sprint commercial where that guy's walking around with his phone, and he was like, yeah, I can't function without it. And the girl next to him takes it, and he's completely lost. And they keep walking, and he's just completely lost without it. He doesn't know where he is. And when you put it back in his hand, he's, oh, okay, and he keeps walking. So people are really consumed and dependent on technology. And it goes back to what I think Poole was saying, or no, not Poole, Kittler was saying, the fiber optic cables. Because of the fiber optic cables, now, I mean, if there's an atom bomb, if we go to war and there's an atom bomb that hits America, before fiber optic cables, computers would be down. We wouldn't be able to use them. With fiber optic cables, I didn't know about that until I read the article.
I know, that's crazy.
About how now, if something happens, computers will still work because of fiber optic cables.
That information is still saved. There's something about security and about needing to keep archives, needing to keep records of things. And even when your phone, when you get so used to having your phone, you almost trust it. You trust it like, I will never remember another phone number again, but thank God I have my cell phone because it has everything for me. So there's a certain element of trust and security. We become reliant on these devices. And I guess that always raises the question, like we talked about in class, you know, it's like, well, then what happens when it breaks?
Yeah, there's a vulnerability when you trust in something. You trust that there's going to be nothing wrong. You know, we're trusting that this is going to record and we'll be able to show it in class tomorrow. But what if it doesn't work?
The internet could be down tomorrow. We might not be able to show anything.
I have a quote here that I came across, and I think it doesn't talk about convergence, but what he says I think relates to could illustrate the kind of feelings we have about technology. This guy is Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, excuse my pronunciation, but he says the machine does not isolate man from the great problems of nature, but plunges him more deeply into them. So it goes along to when we become so dependent on these machines and technology, when they shut down on us, what do we do? Do we just go to the government who have just control us more, or since we don't really know how it works, the process, just go back?
It's weird because it's like the article says, Killer's article says that with these fiber optic cables, and a lot of people say that it's really secure. The internet is really secure. And yeah, it's good to know that everything's secure, but at the same time, it's like, you know that everything's secure, but it's like, how secure are you?
I wonder, who are they protecting? Whose security are they protecting?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, we realize now that the government doesn't necessarily care about our personal emails, or, you know, we don't have the same privacy that we think we have. And I think that we get used to thinking that everything is just technology and that it's for our benefit. But through reading those articles, you realize that, you know, a lot of it was for the military and a lot of it is for government, and it's not meant for us. It's just a byproduct that it becomes something that we use. It was never meant for that purpose in the beginning.
And in reality, all of these media have come from an original idea anyway. So we get a new introduction of something that maybe has been tested just for the military, that then becomes naturalized into our everyday lives until it's replaced by something else which performs exactly the same function, maybe faster, maybe with better picture resolution, maybe better quality, you can reproduce it more times, but essentially serving the same function as even just straight up language it has always.